All right, people, we have got a banger video for you today, man. We are relaunching the jump rope lab, guys. So for my OG subscribers, you guys remember, if you can send me a video of your skipping techniques where you're struggling with a move, I'll have a look at it. And today we have an epic one, all right? We're doing the double undercross, of course. This is from my boy Ibrahim out in Saudi Arabia, right? This is a guy who's just undergone a kidney transplant, guys. He's 51 years old, does some martial arts and some coaching. And we're gonna put his video on the screen. We're gonna talk you step by step. This is not gonna solve all of his problems right now, okay? It's gonna get you the foundations that you need, like I always say. And anyone out there struggling with the same move or with the same techniques or the bad form, this will definitely help you. And I'm gonna make sure I get more and more videos like this one to build on the series, folks, right? So we're gonna get Ibrahim's video up on the screen. I just wanna say shout out to him as well. Thank you for sending me this video, bro. Hopefully you're watching this, and hopefully this video does help you and loads more people watching behind the camera today, okay? So we're gonna stick his video right here, folks, okay? The double undercross, very, very tough move. And what you're gonna see first and foremost is three main issues. Now we're gonna break these down right now, so stick around to the end of the video because the last thing that we talk about is literally the key to unlocking this, okay? All right, guys, welcome back. Before we get started with the tutorial, remember, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, check the links down below. If you use the code VIP30, guys, you're gonna get 30% off all my ropes, all my mats, all my apparel, okay? And today we're using the iconic Money Rope Performance, the #1 speed rope on the internet. And I've got this in the Lava edition today. So let's break this down, guys. Let's go step by step. Now, the first thing, I'm gonna keep replaying this video beside me, okay? Now, what you're gonna see, first of all, is his jump technique. Now, this is something that I'm really focusing on this year because I want to get people doing the techniques correctly, and it always sort of starts from the ground, okay? It starts with your feet, sometimes more than our arms and our hands. It really does start with the jump. Now, what you're going to see Ibrahim do is this jump style, okay? That is very common with people doing the double undercross. Now, what he sort of does is what I kind of call a sort of mini tuck, almost, all right? Where what happens is, he kind of, right, I'm exaggerating this, but what happens is you're gonna see as well, he's gonna have his knees traveling towards his chest, towards his upper body. His knees actually climb higher, if that makes sense, okay? And what that does is, from the side angle, if you were to watch him, and potentially yourselves, is if you get this tucking action, right, you kind of squash your body, okay? And also what it does is, it doesn't allow you to start springing off the floor and using the correct ground force. Now, in my previous video, we talked about this in double unders, okay? Is where we're talking about actually pressing into the floor, and this is really important, so I have to reiterate it. So if you press into the floor, it actually straightens our legs, okay? If you jump off the floor, you're naturally gonna wanna flex your knees because simply jumping off the floor, your body sort of knows you don't have enough time to complete the move. So you're gonna wanna sort of squash your body in, try and force it out, try and make yourself smaller just to give the rope a bit of time to kind of clear you. So if you get that first bit right, if he gets that first bit right, and I'm gonna try and really slow his jump action down, if he can make himself feel taller, right? This is the main thing. If you can also make yourself feel taller, taller is better. And you might think, oh, that's kind of counterintuitive, right? Okay. The taller we sort of make ourselves with this move, right? Whether you do it sort of, whichever sort of version you do, this is the under cross method, that's the cross under method. If you can start to understand that the straighter we can kind of jump in terms of our legs feeling taller, the more hang time we get, the more ground force I put into this floor, the more I'm actually gonna sort of jump, okay? It's just pure science, okay? Isaac Newton science, right? Equal and opposite reaction. So if you push hard down this way, right? There is gonna be slight knee flex when as you're ready to push, but that's fine because when you take off, you've got nice straight legs. Now, where it kind of messes him up and everyone else, when they try and do multiple in this kind of fashion, right? One, it gets you tired. Two, it's very clunky, looks very awkward, but it gets you tired, but it's also very taxing, right? Harsh impacts on your knees, on your joints. And after a while, your body's just gonna be like, listen, this is long. It's hard to keep on doing this, right? Whereas when you're doing it in my way, right? And this is obviously the RA-esque way. Like there was not many people doing it like this. Even the boxers back in the day used to sort of jump with their legs out, and you'll see loads of boxers still adopting this technique, which I call sort of dolphin kicks or piking. We were sort of the first ones to come out and say, listen, you can do this move, right? It's obviously a difficult move. But when you find the flow, right? When you understand the hand path, the wrist snaps, which we're going to talk about quickly, then you realize you can get this done very, very smoothly. Second key thing where Ibrahim struggles, and again, a lot of you will be, is your hand path. Now, this needs a little bit of attention, okay, because it's really, really important. Hand path is obviously the path in which your hands take to create the cross or the move. Now, if you look at his video, you're gonna see his hand path moves away from his body before he starts the cross. He comes in for the cross, moves away from the cross. But what I want you to pay attention to, which is really key, is the distance between his wrists, between doing that first cross and uncross, okay? And then also the positioning, right, of his wrists, which is gonna be the next point coming up. But I want you to just keep an eye on his wrist and his hand path. But the main thing right now is the distance and where the hand path goes. So right now his hand path moves almost horizontally in relation to his body, right? So this is horizontal or kind of perpendicular to the floor, right? So imagine it, just him side on, crossing high up, right? So that's all you have to remember, high up. What you really need to feel when you come in to do this move, guys, is you actually need to feel like your arms cross down like this, and you create an X. It's almost like you're creating an X shape with your arms. So what that does with your hand path now is two things. One, when you're traveling from here to here for the cross, that's a big distance because you're going across your body, like I said, and the hand path is too high. If we go from here now, and let's say he's someone who feels comfortable having his wrists a little bit further apart than I do, but if you now start to move down this way, okay, it's a shorter distance to create this cross. What it also does is it also makes the rope longer. Now, if you can understand this, this will definitely make sense why you trip up even more. The higher your hands lift on your body, the higher it's going to come off the floor, which leads to obviously the dreaded trip, okay? The toe slaps, the shin slaps, back slaps, whatever it is, because my hands are high. Now imagine this, I start to create this cross down like this, right? So it kind of, the cross feels like it's almost on my belly button, right? And we'll talk about the wrists in a minute because they're the most key thing, right? But when you cross like this, okay, you can see I've already dropped the rope. It's made a little bit longer. Now, so if we do that cross, okay, you'll start to see that the rope feels longer, it travels smoother, and the likelihood of tripping now decreases. You're feeling that cross, and then now you start to see that the rope actually comes around a lot quicker, a lot easier. The crosses are a lot more neater, slicker. You get the drift. All right, guys, the final point is your wrists and your thumbs, okay? So we talked about ground force, getting that better jump. We talked about hand path, which is hopefully making sense, okay? The third point now is picturing how your thumbs work and how your wrists work. This is what's gonna get you the speed to do this continuously. Now, again, I've just released a really cool video on wrist control. This literally unlocks everything with skipping, and I still think it could be my best video that I've put out on the internet, okay? But go back and check that. But this wrist action for this move is so important. It literally unlocks everything. Now, if you watch closely on his videos, right, I talked about the horizontal hand path, which is not gonna be helpful, right, doing this continuously. But what also doesn't help Ibrahim is the thumbs, okay? Because his thumbs, if you see, his thumbs will cross, but they're sort of looking this way, his thumbs, okay? But you almost wanna feel like your thumbs, when you come to doing this cross, okay? Again, doesn't matter what you do, the under cross or the cross under. You've got this X shape. Now I want you to feel like your thumbs are facing down this way, right? You're moving your wrists into this really nice action, this flexion action, where you turn them, okay? Turn your wrist like this, and then your thumbs face down and behind you, right? Almost close to the floor, that's your feeling. Now, what does that do? That does a couple of things, right? First thing is you get the wrist snap, which is the speed. Really, really key. You're gonna see Ibrahim using lots of arm sort of speed, as it were, lots of arm movements to generate speed. You sort of wanna feel this move always in the wrist. Most moves, every single move, to be fair. But this move, if I show you sort of nice and chilled, so this will be nice and chilled, you'll see how slow I can go and do this move. Obviously, the slower I go, the actual harder it is, because I'm having to generate more wrist snap, okay? Almost clipped my little toe there. But that is the principles, okay? Is you get the wrist snapping at the right time. And I think that'll be for another video, talk about the real timing of the wrist snap. But really and truly, guys, you have to feel these wrists working more like this, rather than across your body and using a lot of arms, all right? Now, I'm gonna keep this video short and sweet. I hope that helped you, Ibrahim, if you're watching this. Thank you so much, bro, for sending me the video. Big up to you as well for overcoming. Man, that must have been a madness. So, kidney transplant, he's still out there, he's still working, 51 years old. Folks, this is super powerful. Hopefully, his story, his journey is proof that you can do this for a very, very long time in life. Yeah, and I'm proud to see guys like Ibrahim and you guys pushing this and pushing the vision along with me as well. So guys, remember, if you need ropes, I got you. We ship worldwide. Use the code VIP30, get 30%, folks, man. This is just for YouTube, by the way, yeah? Exclusive for you guys. I promised I'm gonna try and hook up as many people out there around the world. Drop me a comment, let me know what you guys wanna see going forward. And like Ibrahim, if you wanna drop me an email with a little clip, let me see your techniques and see if I can help fix anything. I'll be happy to help, man. So that was another episode of the Jump Rope Lab. We're gonna start bringing these bad boys back, an epic series. And guys, without further ado, I'll check you in the next video. So take care of yourself, skip the treadmill, stay safe. Peace.
Was the knight in shining armor in your movie? Would put your lips on mine and love the aftertaste now.